everyone. Welcome to the LinkedIn Mastery course. Today we are going to be going over some really cool details on how to make yourself seem more relevant than you actually probably are.
This is all about content marketing right now, and we're going to show you some tricks on how you can piggyback on what is already trending in the news media and take advantage of what people are already sharing so that your articles, your posts are more likely to get picked up and shared to make you even more relevant than you maybe really are.
Now, the thing is that, you know, the internet is a living, breathing thing. It goes through its own little ebbs and flows of information. Things trend within hours and then disappear again. So, you know, if you're on top of that and you're the one who is bringing most of the people the news, even though it may seem like it's already over the internet, a lot of times you may be the one who's actually bringing the most up-to-date information. So we're going to show you how to do that with a couple of really easy ways to do this. The first and easiest way to do this is going to be with Google News Alerts. So these Google News Alerts is basically something that if something is mentioned in the news, you can get a personalized email directly sent to you. So first of all, let's go to news just in general. So we're going to go to Google News.
Oh, there we go. That's Tiger Sleep. Tiger Woods asleep at the wheel,
right,
getting a DUI for payments.
So my big thing is I want to know about changes to the Google search algorithm.
Oh, come on. You can spell it.
Let's see if I can do this.
No, that's wrong already.
T-H-E-M. Hey, let Google spell it. They know how to do it.
Wow, that's all I can say.
What?
Wow.
Come on now. Where's the squiggly red line that's supposed to help me out there?
Wow.
You know what? I got a learning disability. Don't mess with me. Okay, so here we are. I'm gonna pop this up so we can see this a little bit clearer. And basically what we have is we have all the articles that have been posted just recently about Google search algorithm. And you can, you know, here's 7 basic for Fred. Fred is the new algorithm that was just released, and other Google algorithm updates. So these are relevant to my particular industry. So no matter what I put here, it's going to always have this little button right here, create an alert. And if you hit that button, what it's going to do is it's going to ask you if you want to create an alert. You enter in your email, and whenever that particular Google search algorithm keyword hits and is part of a larger search, then, you know, if a news article, if something relevant happens, you're going to get a little tiny notification saying that that there's a new article.
And you can adjust how often you want to be notified. So before you subscribe to this email alert, you can click on this option here that says Show Options, and let me just cancel that here. And we can click on Show Options, and we can look at how often do I want to be notified of the Google search algorithm news articles. So I can do at most once a day, at most once a week, or I can do as it happens. Now, if we do as it happens, you might be flooding your inbox if it's a very, very trending topic that a lot of people are covering. So I don't typically recommend that, but I would say once a day is okay, or once a week, depending on how frequent you are producing content as well, because a lot of this, again, is for you to produce content that's relevant to what you're covering.
Now, of course, you could do this with just about anything. So if I you know, let's say I want to put something like hungry
hippies. What about hungry hippos?
We could do that. I'm going to do hungry cats, you know, just because whatever. So every time the search term hungry cats shows up within a search, then you can get a little news alert if hungry cats are the things that you're most interested in talking about.
Which is great. And then what do we have here? Why does my cat choose 2 a.m. to start exercising?
Don't go down that rabbit hole.
Don't go down that rabbit hole. All right, we're gonna stay focused here. Okay.
So another way to look at ways to stay relevant, and so basically every time you get a little tiny news alert, you could take that article and then share it with your people on your LinkedIn profile. That way you show you as someone who's being more relevant and more a distributor of information. And every time somebody reads an article that you post, of course, that makes you more of a thought leader.
A couple more things that you can customize here. You can customize your sources to be blogs, web, or news. Or just video updates. So all this is an option for you when you're setting your email alerts. English, obviously, for most of us.
Regions, if your articles are more about just California or just the United States.
Or maybe the Netherlands.
Or maybe the Netherlands, as my case may be.
And then you can also have all results or only the best results. So if you want to see what every single person is posting that's getting indexed by Google, you can do that. But again, you're going to get a lot of information. Some of it's not going to be relevant. So usually we go with only the best results, which are the more search indexed articles that will pop up there.
So that's Google News Alert. So set yourself up a Google News Alert, and that way you can get information sent directly to your inbox that then you can share. And it doesn't take you more than a few minutes because you'll check your email. There's the link, you'll look at the link, and then just post the link, and that's all there is to it.
So the next tool we're going to look at is a tool called Google Trends. And Google Trends is actually showing us what is trending in the world based on certain regions or subregions. And we can kind of look at today's information here, and we can see that...
the trending stories right now, Lauryn Hill, NAS. Sounds like there's some sort of concert going on. The French Open, the Electronic Entertainment Expo.
E3.
So the E3. So what you can do here is, let's say that you have a certain part of the industry that you are involved in. Since Justin and I are involved in marketing, the E3 would be a really good place to start. So if that is the case, what we would want to do is we would want to create an article on the fly that would be something like survival tips for E3 2017. The reason why we want to put 2017 is because it dates it. It makes it the most relevant. And since people are searching for the Electronic Entertainment Expo right now, your article has a better chance of being rising towards the top, since you are writing about something that people are looking for right at this moment.
That's exactly right. So we're borrowing what is already trending in the world, and we're building our content around it with the intention of piggybacking on what's already driving traffic. So we're trying to essentially siphon. I always like that word, siphon. We're siphoning traffic from trending topics in the world.
So even, if you can pump out a 250-word, couple of paragraphs about something that is relevant and how it connects back to your industry, guess where it goes if your article starts getting enough traffic? That's right, it's going to go into the Google News Alerts, which means that somebody out there is going to grab that link and then post it to their social media. See how that works?
So again, Google Trends, we can go a little bit deeper on this. I don't want to cover too much on this, but we can change the regions. So here on the top right, we can change away from the United States if we want. Obviously, most of us are going to be focused on the United States, but if we're not, we can adjust the trends here. We can also look at the categories, and if we want to know what's trending in business, for example, some of us are going to be more interested in that kind of category. We can go here, and now we're getting our only trending topics related to business. So that's another kind of way of segmenting what we're looking at that's trending.
Now, there is one other thing that you can do, which is really great, which is you can explore topics. So, for instance, if you look up fidget toys, for instance.
Go ahead.
Which are...
I just can't wait to see you spell it. That's why... Oh, wow. I think that's correct. I think that's actually right.
Is that right?
Yeah, try it.
Okay.
Toys.
Okay.
All right. I don't even know how to spell fidget, to be honest, but I think that looks right to me.
Okay.
Look at that, and it is.
So, as you can see right here, we hit peak fidget toy just the other day, right? And already the trend is starting to drop. So if you're thinking about opening up that fidget toy business,
you may have missed the boat.
I would reconsider that.
You should have got it on the uptick.
Right here is a about when you should have invested in that company, around February 19th, and right now you're going to be sitting on a box full of fidget toys, not knowing how to move them. But you know, it gives you like the worldwide views. You can change the categories.
What's that clay thing? That little the sand, this stuff that had the Elmer's glue shortage. What's that stuff called?
GAC or
I don't know what it's called. The slime. You called it the slime.
So the slime craze. You can look there and you can see.
You can see there. I mean, there's still an uptick there.
There's still an uptick.
It hasn't crashed yet.
You might be able. We may not have hit peak slime yet.
We don't know.
So anyway, this is good. Also, it's a good way to just do some quick, market research. But I just want to know one thing: why is Indonesia have more people interested in slime than the United States?
It's a great question, and one that we will research another time.
Yeah. So moving right along, if you want to find out more about what's trending on things, of course, Twitter. You have to be logged into Twitter, but it gives it to you right here on the edge. Kathy Griffin is the most.
Don't even click it, please. I don't even want to open that up.
There's a spicy. There's a joke on the internet right now. Hashtag White House song. So if you Tuesday motivation, fearless girl, how to make college easier. These are all different.
And some hashtags. Some of these hashtags are recurring, like Tuesday motivation. I mean, there's also like a Monday motivation hashtag that is recurring. But some of those hashtags are recurring, so you can kind of jump out in front of them. So obviously you want to capture on what's already trending with those Twitter tags or Twitter hashtags. And Andros, do you want to talk a little bit about hashtags?
Yeah, so hashtagging, a lot of people ask, so what is hashtagging? Basically, hashtagging is a way to categorize certain subject matters. So if you've noticed over here, I'm going to go over, just make this a little bit bigger so we can see what's going on here. So here we have the different hashtags. So if we put in Tuesday motivation as a hashtag, if you take any article and you put it with that hashtag, it's going to show up here.
And this works for LinkedIn also, I would add. So if we're looking at what's trending in Twitter, that's also likely to be trending in LinkedIn. So this kind of stuff can also work with your LinkedIn posting. But go ahead.
So if you can take an article and if you know that every Tuesday is going to be Tuesday motivation, create something interesting, because as you can see, this is going to categorize things as the most liked and shared stuff towards the top. And if you notice, all of that stuff has pictures in it. So it's a good idea to use pictures. Here's somebody who just did something with like Marilyn Monroe and just did a little tweet, but obviously, it's gotten 32 shares, 79 likes, so on and so forth. So, this is a really good way to just see what's trending online. Although, just for the record, I do believe my prediction of the month is that Twitter is not as relevant as it was, and it's going to continue its downward spiral.
I agree with you, but it will take a few years before it does crash and burn. But unless they fix what they're doing, and I would agree with you that Twitter is definitely on a downward trajectory unless they fix exactly what they're doing.
Next up, we have BuzzSumo. BuzzSumo is a really good way to stay relevant with information. And take it away, my friend.
So this is an exciting tool, and this is how we can look at what people are sharing on social media networks. So it's a very, very, very cool tool. If, for instance, we are a business owner, and let's just use the example of internet marketing, for example. But if I'm a business owner running a company that does internet marketing, and I want to find relevant articles that people are sharing in the internet marketing space, I can just type that in here and click on the Go button. And what it's going to do is it's going to filter content based on the number of shares that people are doing on social media. Now, it will default to Facebook, but I can change that. I can amend that. So if we look at this right now, on the right-hand column here, these are the number of engagements or shares that people are doing on different social media networks.
Let's make the screen a little bit bigger for people.
So we're going to zoom in just a bit here. We'll go to 150. And what we're seeing, though, is we're seeing that there are so the most engaged with article right now related to internet marketing with in regards to Facebook engagements is this article here about Hong Kong's rise. The Rise conference proves the internet startup industry is maturing.
Now, one thing that we notice is that this article is a year old, because if we look over on the left, this is from the past year. These are the most shared articles over the past year. So let's change it to the last 24 hours.
So now we're looking at the last 24 hours of internet marketing information. And we can see that the most shared article in the last 24 hours is this Google attribution article. It says what search marketers need to know. It comes from searchengineland.com. So we can see that it's had 205 Facebook engagements. We can actually view the shares. We can view the backlinks. We can share the article ourselves. We've also seen that it's had 289 LinkedIn engagements, 652 Twitter shares, and on and on. We're not going to play with Pinterest or Google Plus so much in this course. I do recommend that everybody has a Facebook account and a Twitter account, as well as a LinkedIn, since they are the most relevant social media outlets for business that I would say. Google Plus a little bit, but it's kind of a dying thing. It's good to have a Google Plus page as far as branding goes, but that's about it. It's not much for engagement anymore. Now I can sort these because I want to look at LinkedIn right now. We want to see what's actually being shared the most on LinkedIn, and it turns out that this article, the Google attribution article, is also the most shared on LinkedIn, as well as I believe it was on Facebook. So we can see that it is the most shared article on Facebook and LinkedIn over the past 24 hours. So what I might want to do is I might want to do some research, click on this, and kind of go into what exactly are they talking about here. How can I create content around this so that people want to share my article as well? So the point of this is really capturing the fundamentals of what makes viral marketing. And we talked a little bit about Google Trends earlier and how you can see like the different upticks on these graphs. And if you want to get content to truly go viral, you really need to get into, you want to start sharing the content or writing about certain topics while they're on the uptick, and not once they've peaked and are now just dropping and are becoming irrelevant. We want to get them while they're on the rise. So that's one of the keys to viral marketing. So they always say, a lot of people will tell you that there's a lot of luck involved in viral marketing. Well, there is, but there's also research and putting yourself in the right position to succeed when the opportunity does arise. So here again, we can look at so who is sharing this kind of an article, because we want to kind of look and see who are the people that are sharing, what kind of authority do they have, are they influencers, or are they just random people sharing the article? What's the domain authority for the source of this article, which is Search Engine Land, which has a very high domain authority. It's a well-respected tech blog and marketing blog. I go to it quite frequently. I actually recommend that all of you look at searchengineland.com for updates in the internet marketing space. And we can kind of get some information here. I want to come back though, and we can also look at like who is linking to this article, and we can kind of look at this and find out exactly where the backlinks are coming from. So if I want to share this article, I can click on share. I can share it via my Facebook account, my Twitter account, LinkedIn, Google Plus. I can even queue it up in my buffer. So if you go back to our content marketing video, you can actually queue this into your buffer so that it is set to auto post on LinkedIn at a certain set time. So this is a great way. Again, these are articles that are already getting all kinds of shares. So why not curate the content, share it yourself, even put a few comments to make it your own a little bit, so that you're curating the content and putting your own spin on it. Do that, because it's just an awesome way of catapulting your own engagement and again, borrowing what's already working. Okay, and that covers pretty much what we want to talk about in BuzzSumo.
Next up, we're going to look at YouTube Trends. Now, YouTube Trends is, of course, what is trending on YouTube right at this particular moment. So if you look here, it gives you a list of all the videos that are up and coming. Now, what's nice about this particular thing is that people respond really well to video. So if there's a particular video that gets released and you're on top of it, you know, I'll oftentimes put like previews of the new Star Wars movie. As soon as it's up, I'll go ahead and I'll post it, just because I want to be the first one to have people see it from me. But you know, you'll have some interesting little articles or different things, and it just also gives you an idea of the pulse of what people are feeling overall out there on the internets.
Yeah, so again, it's just another tool in the pipeline. However, this one is focused exclusively on video. So this is what is trending in the world of video. Usually it's going to be pretty similar to what's trending on Google, what's trending on Twitter. However, this is going to be just tailored to what people are watching. So, I mean, we can see that a lot of these stories are the same, but you can see that like the movie Wonder Woman is popping up here more so than we did when we saw on like Google Trends and things like that, because this is related to the medium of movies.
Right.
So, so sometimes like movie news might be a higher sought after on YouTube than it is on Google, and that's what we're kind of seeing here. So this is really just, again, to if you're producing video content, if you're in a video editing space, or if you're like a videographer or a photographer,
or you just want to be on top of like the newest trending stuff out there.
Absolutely.
So that would be one way to do it. And then you know, so again, these are all just methods to find content to share. And then finally, one of my favorite places is Reddit. Reddit is, of course, a mixed bag of all sorts of things that happen on the internet. The way that I like to kind of categorize Reddit is if something goes viral and the internet is a giant river, this is mostly where the well is. Most of the stuff that goes viral on Reddit starts here. So when you first go to reddit.com, you're going to see the front page, and these are the most shared things on the internet. So as you scroll down, you're going to see a whole variety of things. Some of this stuff may be not safe for work, so be warned. But you know, as you scroll down, you'll see like different things, different articles, different ideas. Oh, right here, here's an Animaniacs reboot. So click on that. Like this is totally relevant to me right here. So I would take this article, and then I would copy it, and then I would go ahead and I would put this on like my Facebook wall or my LinkedIn profile. It tells a story that I love this type of thing, and I'm getting ahead of most people who may be fans. They may not hear this, so it's coming from me, which helps my own.
If you scroll up there for a second, you can see this article was posted 5 hours ago, so this is brand new content. Right. So you're really getting in front of it even before it's been indexed by Google necessarily. So this tool actually will probably get you out in front of it before a tool like even Google News Alerts, which you're getting once a day most likely.
And you can also go to these random subreddits, as they're called, which are different categories within Reddit. So there's a Google, there's a Reddit news. So the top trending news will be right here. And you know what I like to do sometimes? I'll even go to jokes, which is right over here. And I'm not.
And again, these may be not safe for work. I think usually they give you a little warning.
Yeah, sometimes they don't. But anyway, what I'll do sometimes is I'll find a good joke and I'll post it on my profiles.
Sometimes to massive engagement because it's controversial.
Yeah, so sometimes I'll put a controversial joke up there and people will it will stem a conversation. So you could also hit pics or funny. And, this is just like funny things that people are posting. So you can grab some of this stuff if you think it's kind of funny. A sign outside of a restaurant in Europe. The sign says, "All Americans must be accompanied by an adult." So you can take that and then put that on your social profile if you want. Again, stirring up any type of controversy. So, Reddit's a really good place to find content that is just starting to trend. So the idea here, as you can see, there's obviously a whole methodology here that we're talking about. But what we're really saying here with all of this is that you want to really be ahead of the trends, making sure that people see that you're relevant, that you're sharing content that people are
And
liking.
Some people make their entire business a content curation business, meaning that all they're doing is they're taking other people's content, they're putting a little blurb with their own spin on it, and then they're driving traffic purely by content curation.
Right.
So that's I mean it's a strategy that people are indeed using. So let's log back into LinkedIn here.
Yeah. So basically the short version is we're not saying that you need to spend hours and hours and hours on this. Some people do. But what we're saying is that we want you to have methodologies to be engaging with people, so you can create, maybe you work in 20 or 30 minutes of your day into just glancing at these things, grabbing one or two things, sharing it here, because then if you share something that people start responding to, then all of a sudden you are a thought leader. You are part of a larger conversation. And that's what ultimately the whole name of the game is right here with LinkedIn. The more that you engage with individuals, the more your face is seen, that old rule of 7, the more people are going to likely do business with you or want to turn to you for advice or information or whatever.
Well, content marketing is a very, very deep rabbit hole. We are just scratching the surface here. I kind of wanted people, with the intention of this video also, is to just kind of let you know that content marketing is much, much deeper than it sounds. It gets very, very interesting with all these different tools, borrowing what's trending in the world, and kind of building off of that. So there are people that make their entire business off of this. This is just a few of the tools that you can use to really ignite your content marketing strategy. So I hope this has been valuable for you all.
Yeah, and one last, I'm just going to throw in a quick...
Yes, please. Throw in that dynamite final nugget.
I just want to show you something. So when we started recording this, which was just 20 minutes ago, I put up this question right here on Facebook, which is, what is the best productivity tool you use? So I actually put a question out there, and in that short amount of time, I've already got 7 people who have answered me and engaged in that particular post.
Yeah.
So post questions, put things out there, really engage. It's a call and response system, and the more you do that, the more you're going to be raising your hand and going, look at me, which is what it's all about nowadays.
Yeah, so post that. It works just as well on LinkedIn here. Obviously, you want to keep it relevant to business. A thing like what Andros posted right there is perfectly relevant to business, but the name of the game is engagement. In fact, the more people viewing your content, viewing your profile, it'll boost your LinkedIn algorithm ranking, so it'll make you a more sought after profile. So all this stuff is essentially in place to boost your LinkedIn ranking, and that's why we're teaching it to you.
But if you have any questions, feel free to contact us. We'd love to hear more from you, feedback about the class, anything else, and we're here for you. So
we are here for you.
So cheers. See you in the next module.
God bless America. What?
What's the matter with you?
You stay classy.